How's it going, you guys? My name's Intempus, music producer, mobile music maker, and audio engineer. I want to show you guys 3 mobile music making apps that I've been using, so I hope you guys get some value out of this. Let's get into it. A little background about myself. I am a Berklee College of Music graduate. I graduated with a music business degree as well as an audio engineering degree. My main focus at the moment is to try to make a living as an independent artist and do something with this mobile music making idea. I hope you guys check out the mobile music making series on the YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Really hope that you check that out. That's my newest project, very dear to me. Let's just go ahead and get into these mobile music making apps. So the first one that I want to show you guys, and one that I know pretty well, is the Noize app by a company called Roli. So when you first open the app, this is actually what you'll see. First thing you'll see is this kind of tab where you have all of your projects and where you can create a new project. So we can just create a new project. I misspelled it, I realized that. But when you create a new project, you see immediately this kind of grid, a 4x4 grid, which is very typical of drum pads. And as you scroll across, you'll see that you have 4 different tracks that you can do. Typically, the first track is going to be a drums track, and this one you can see we have a groove kit. But you can switch that to a kind of a normal drum pad by switching the sound out. So now you have a 4x4 drum pad that you can utilize. The other 3 tracks are sounds that you can choose yourself: leads, keys, bass sounds, pads, effects, things like that. There's a bunch of different sounds that you can choose from, and the way that you get these sounds is through the Roli store. A lot of them are free. I actually haven't bought any of the paid bundles as of yet, but right here you can see the store and all of the different bundles available. For some reason, there it is. There's the pictures. So one of my favorite was the Happy by Pharrell pack. That's still one of my favorites. But there's a bunch of bundles that you can choose from, some free, some paid, and you can essentially just build out a library in the Noize app so you can use to create your own tracks. You have 4 tracks that you can choose from. You also have a 4x4 grid where you can create individual loops. You have control over the loop record length, the count in length, and the Noize app is also Ableton Link. It contains the Ableton Link functionality, so you can use this app along with other apps. You can have 2 people who have Ableton Link apps on 2 different devices, connect through a wireless network, and you can have essentially a jam session where the tempo will be synced, and you can have those 2 apps rolling at the same time. So not only that, but you also have the volume control here and individual track mute buttons there. You have the master volume here under that volume tab. You also have a new effects tab here where you can, well, as of right now you have these 2 effects that you can choose from: an XY filter and a smooth delay. What's really cool about this though is you don't have to just use the Noize app by itself. You actually can connect the Roli Blocks as well, which is a hardware pieces that connect to the Noize app via Bluetooth or USB, depending on your preference. Really cool. So these can actually control what the app does. Right here you connect the block in that last tab, and when you do, I guess I can just show you real quick, but when you turn on the LightPad block, you can see it shows up here, connected, and now I have full control over the drum pad or any of the other sounds that I have here. The Noize app is really cool, and if you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm just going to move on to the next app that I have, and that is very basically the Garageband app. I use the Garageband app for a very specific purpose. I don't necessarily use it for all of the sounds and things that you can do on it. What I like about it though is that you it has this external function. What I use GarageBand for is to compile multiple sounds coming from multiple apps into GarageBand to create a stereo file, which I can then use to put on a video. Being a content creator, that is extremely helpful for me, or to send out a demo very, very quickly. The other thing that I really like about it as well is that you have an audio recorder in GarageBand. So right there you can record some scratch vocals to send out a demo. You can get an idea down with a singer that you just showed a song to, and it's like, cool, you have an idea, let's get it down real quick and maybe later we can work on it. GarageBand is very powerful. I haven't dug into a lot of the features yet, but what I do use it for is the external function and the audio recorder to get quick ideas down and to compile different sounds from different apps to create a stereo file. Really, really helpful, and a really cool app to start learning music production. The third app that I use and I think is very, very cool is the Loopy app here. And what the Loopy app is a recorder, a looping recorder. So each of these little modules, each of these circles, you can click to start recording, and once the recording is done, it'll just keep on looping, and you can go to the next module and record another loop. It's a looper, like that's what it does, that's its function. So if you're a vocalist and you want to get down some harmonies, Loopy is such a great way to do that. There's a lot of functionality that it has as well. You have control over the audio input, how long the loop is. There's a tempo, or there's a click track on it. You can adjust the tempo and the time signature. There's just a lot of functionality that you would want from a looper piece of hardware, and it's right on your phone, which is really awesome. So you can get quick ideas down if you need to. If you're working with a vocalist, they can get their ideas down and start recording some harmonies. Really, really awesome functionality. And not only that, but Loopy also has Ableton Link as well, and I'm trying to find it at the moment. I know it has it. What that could mean is, say for example, I have the Noize app on my phone, and then a vocalist comes in and they have Loopy. What we can do is turn on Ableton Link, and the tempo will be synced for both of our projects. From there, we can then, if I throw on a beat and the vocalist just starts recording harmonies, the tempo will be synced, so we're essentially having this really cool live jam session from our phones. From there, we can export our audio, compile it all together in an external DAW or something like that, and have a really cool demo track or full track right off the bat. What I think is really cool about this is just imagine doing that, when you're working with somebody and a potential fan comes up and it's like, so what do you guys do? We make music. You can show them right off the bat, instead of saying, yeah, check out my music on da-da-da. You can just show them right off the bat. It's like, yeah, let's just make something on the fly, and it just becomes this very cool live mobile experience. So that idea is what I'm so obsessed with right now, and that's why I think the Loopy app is so cool. With Ableton Link enabled on it, it's just such a cool app to use, especially if you're a vocalist. So there you go, guys. Those are the 3 apps that I have been using for my mobile music making projects. Really, really cool apps, and I know that these aren't the only apps that are available. I just know that these 3 I've been using a lot, and I wanted to give you guys kind of my input on it if that's what you were looking for. And I hope I kind of did my job on that end. Also, I'm really curious to know more mobile music making apps. This is something that I'm very, very interested in. So if you have some mobile music making apps that you've been using, I'm very curious to get your opinions on them and their functionalities. I picked these apps based off of 3 things: functionality, the simplicity, and the design of it all. The design is really important for me to be inspired to make music, but it is the last thing. For me, mainly it's the simplicity and the functionality of it all. These 3 apps are very intuitive and they work well together, and so that's why I've been using them. There's one that I'm very curious about that I haven't used yet called Audiobus 3. So I'll have to look into that and maybe get back to you guys on that and do another video separate from this one. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you got some value from it. If you did, leave a like on the video. It really helps me show up on search results and things like that. And if you enjoyed the content, I'm definitely going to be doing more. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also check out the music. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Just look up Intempus. I'll probably be there. So anyways guys, once again, my name's Intempus. Catch you guys later.